I just got back from Project Guatemala 2024, which is where a group of dudes went with me into the mountains of Guatemala and built a home for a family in need. This video is all about why we did it and the story of doing it. My wife Ariel and I started selling real estate in 2019, and then we took it full time in 2020. And in doing so, we were leaving behind working at a church. The church that my parents started and that I grew up in. Part of leaving and kind of launching our own business was figuring out how to take a piece of what we were doing at church and apply it into the business world. And there were really two things from this whole kind of church growing up experience that stood out to me as we had these conversations. The first was this thing we did every year called Be Rich. It was based off the verse in 1 Timothy where Paul says this. He says, "Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share." So our church would take a Sunday, and instead of holding services, we would go and do these massive service projects all over the city, hundreds and hundreds of people going out and helping all sorts of different families, nonprofit organizations. It was honestly is kind of life-changing to be a part of. I even had the opportunity to lead it a couple of years. And it was honestly like my favorite Sunday out of the year. On top of that, we always had these different things going on where we were trying to very intentionally show Christ's love outside of the four walls of our church. One that's always stood out to me was Project Tondo, where we funded the construction of a school and kind of like feeding center, feeding program in an incredibly impoverished neighborhood called Tondo in the kind of heart of Manila in the Philippines. So when we launched out into this business, we wanted to figure out a way to incorporate that sort of mentality into everything that we do. That led us to what we called Project Guatemala. Through an organization called Casas por Cristo, we would fund the construction of a home for a needy family, in this case in Guatemala. But not only would we fund it, but once it was funded, how many times can I say funded or fund? Once we'd gotten all the funds together, I would fly down to Guatemala with a team of volunteers, and we would physically build the house ourselves for this family. The way we structure it was every time we sold a home, 10% of our profits would go to fund the project. Our first build was in 2023, which was awesome. This is the construction sign that was outside the family's home for that build. And then this year, in early November 2024, we did it again and built our second home. So these hang in my office all the time as kind of a reminder and memento of like the heart behind really what we're doing. So that's kind of the history, the background behind what we're doing. Now I took a bunch of footage on this build. Shout out Schaefer, who actually filmed most of it for me. And I want the team and their work to kind of speak for itself. So here's the construction of this home on the side of a mountain in Guatemala. The home site. The front's gonna look out over here, so they're actually gonna have pretty incredible views. Here's their old home over here. So step one, we're gonna mix concrete. We put all the different materials together by hand, get mixed in these machines here, and then we will pour it. So we're about to set the forms, get it all level, and then move on to phase two.
Life is short, I wanna live it well. One life, one story to tell. Life is short, I wanna live it well. And you're the one I'm living for. Awaken on my soul. Every breath that you take is a miracle. Life is short, I wanna live it well. Yeah, I wanna sing with all my heart a lifelong song. Even if some notes come out right and some come out wrong,
I'm gonna call for the day. I'm gonna fall in the pit.
'Cause I can't take none of that through the door. Yeah, I'm living for more than just a funeral. I wanna burn brighter than the dawn. Hey, life is short, I wanna live it well.
Concrete day is wrapping up. I mixed, hence the absolute dirtiness. Good day.
Awaken on my soul. Every breath that you take is a miracle. Life is short, I wanna live it well.
Beginning of day 2.
I got one life and one love. I got one voice, but maybe that's enough. 'Cause with one heartbeat and two hands to give, I got one shot and one life.
You thought he was gonna bite me?
Exactly.
Immediately under the bus.
One life, one story, love. Life is short, I wanna live it well. And you're the one, awaken on my soul. Every breath that you take is a miracle. Life is short, I wanna live it well. And you're the one I'm living for. One life, one love. One life, one love. One voice, yeah, and that's enough. I got one shot and one life to live. One life to live. I'm trying to find warmer places. I'm looking for my own oasis. So close I can taste this. The fear that love alone erases. So I'm back to the basics. I figure it's time I face this. Time to take my own advice. Love alone is worth the fight. Love alone is worth the fight. And I never thought I'd come to this, but it seems like I'm finally feeling numb to this. The funny thing about a name is you forget what the reason you were playing the game is. And it's all an illusion, a 21st century institution. And so I'm headed down the open road unknown. And we find what we're made of through the open door. Is it fear you're afraid of? What are you waiting for? Love alone is worth the fight. Love alone is worth the fight. Only here for a season. I'm looking for the rhyme and reason. Are you born while you're leaving? What you fearing, what you believing? Why you living and breathing? Why you fighting it and getting it even? Let's go headed down the open road unknown. And we find what we're made of through the open door. Is it fear you're afraid of?
being that this is the first home in this community,
Como que esta casa es la primera en esta comunidad,
you may not be used to what a dedication looks like.
quizás no saben exactamente cómo va o cómo parece una dedicación de casa.
But there are a few things that we always do that are the same.
Hay ciertas cosas tradicionales que siempre hacemos en una casa.
We are going to present you with keys to your new home.
Queremos presentarlos con las llaves para la casa nueva.
We want to present you with a Bible.
Queremos presentarlos con una Biblia.
We want to symbolize the completion of the project by putting a small plaque above the door. Placer estar aquí con ustedes. I just shared personally directly with them. I said, being that this, again, the first home in this community, I want you to know exactly why we're here. We are here to open a door for the local pastor and church to share the good news of Jesus Christ by serving. And it's our hope that this can be a light for the community.
Put in a fund.
Are you who you wanna be? This is your life. Are you who you wanna be?
All right, help me center it. Got it.
Your life is everything you dreamed it would be when the world was younger and you had everything to lose. Yesterday is a kid in the corner. Yesterday is dead. Yeah, but this is your life. Are you who you wanna be? This is your life. Are you who you wanna be? This is your life. Is it everything you dreamed it would be when the world was younger and you had everything to lose?
Honestly, just editing together this video has been kind of emotional, just reminiscing on the trip, the family, the guys on the trip. It's pretty incredible. I share this with you with a very intentional goal, really three very intentional goals. One is to shine a light on Casas por Cristo and their incredible team, David, who helped build or lead our build, and the guys who went on the trip to help me build this home. These guys took time off work, time away from their families, spent money on the travel to make this happen alongside us. To all of you that were on the trip, that participated, it means more than I can really say, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. The second reason to do it is just hopefully to encourage you to assess where in your own life you might be able to follow the words of Paul a little better. To not be arrogant or put your hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put your hope in God, who richly provides us everything. I hope that you'll do good. I hope that you'll be inspired to be rich in good deeds and to be generous and willing to share. And the third motivation, transparently, is to invite you, if you're moving to or living in Colorado Springs and want to purchase or sell a home, if you want to help fund the next project, we would love to serve you in that process. And in doing so, you can help fund our next build. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. May God bless you and your family.